Archangel Michael declares, "My beloved kid clock is ticking. Heaven has relocated today, May 5th. There are just 2 hours left before a magnificent curtain is drawn aside, revealing a moment you never. The wind, which has been silent for years, is ready to speak, and when it does, everything you thought was hidden will roar to the surface." Archangel Michael is not whispering today. He stands with his sword of truth trembling in divine anger, not out of fury but desperation. He has cried for too long. You ignored the divine nudges, and now, with tears still shimmering in the eyes of heaven, a truth you were shielded from is about to explode into finally, God is exposing this woman. Open this now before it is too late. You might have felt something unusual in your chest this morning, like a profound tug. A tremble in your spirit, a whisper that something is coming that wasn't yours. Imagine your soul reacting to a message written in heaven before time began. You were summoned, and what you are about to do, get this letter. This astonishing revelation will test every concept of every reality you've ever known. Someone has taken an interest in. You are a silent watcher, a powerful 1 millionaire is no more than that, a kingdom holder, and now your name is ringing. Dear Chambers, the letter is already in motion. It has left hands you wouldn't expect. Somebody from your past, someone whose face was previously clothed in comfort but whose heart was concealed. This person has attempted to hide behind layers of lies. Spiritually, emotionally, and monetarily they buried you behind silence, lies, and forgetfulness. Vows, but God didn't forget. Heaven counted your tears, like every time you cried alone and no one saw you, the angels recorded. Every time you forgave when it hurt, heaven sealed your mercy in a vault. And now that the vault is opening, there is woman, she felt she had erased your fate. She messed with your innocence, she grinned while laying curses, covered herself in benevolence. But beyond the curtain, there was manipulation, envy, and spiritual. She messed with documents and whispered to them. Lawyers, she wore your crown when you were too damaged to speak. She diverted what was yours. She grabbed inheritance that wasn't meant for years. She danced in prosperity and bore your name, and God watched. Silent, patient, but not idle. Today God is exposing this woman, and the judgment has been. The trumpet is blowing, and Archangel Michael has received the directive, and now he walks with urgency because the given time is almost here. With 2 hours left, the delay was mercy, the silence was testing, but now comes the letter is genuine, and it contains the name of someone who I attempted to remove you, but it also holds a redemption, so you'll gasp and can't believe who sent it. If you believe you've been forgotten by someone influential or linked to both the heavenly and a wealth you never knew existed, have sent it in. Secrecy, a message of restoration, and divine inheritance. The signature on the letter is one you once adored, or you believed was. Some will argue that it is impossible, but in the world of the supernatural, bloodlines whisper petitions to restore lost opportunities, and the dead still speak facts via the mouths of the living. Michael is crying because you have been doubting yourself for so long. You have allowed the illusion of desertion to obscure your divine worth. You've begged for scraps when heaven has already created a house for you. Your name, you embraced betrayal when the universe had already sentenced loyalty. To find you, you felt it would be too late, but now heaven is saying, it's yes. That woman who feigned to love you and smiled at you while sneaking behind your back, she is trembling today. Her secrets her alliances are dissolving, and her name is being revealed in heavens. Court and every lie is turning into the light you weren't intended to. God has determined otherwise, even as you read these chains are shattering in areas you cannot see. The black energy she attempted to wrap around your legacy is being smashed by divine thunder. Michael is holding the scrolls of your name and waving them before the throne. The angelic realm moves like fire through the roots of your bloodline. The truth is being set. This letter will not appear usual. It may be a phone call, an email, or a sudden dream meeting, but you will feel it in your spirit will react with fire and shaking, and the moment will be unmistakable. God never gives splendor veiled or dull. The divine drama will be earth-shaking. Exposing a restoration will make some people uneasy because they bloomed when you were absent. Broken they clapped when you were silenced, but now God has turned his face. Approach you, and there are just 2 hours left, not because God is threatening, however, because windows do not remain open indefinitely. While the angel is holding the gateway open, the letter is moving through timelines and destinies, but if you wait too long, the enemy will try to distract, confuse, and dull you back into amazement. He hopes you scroll past this instant. He whispers, this is just emotional words. But your spirit knows better. Your soul remembers the agreement made with heaven before your birth. You are not here by mistake. Michael's voice resonates now. This is the letter. Don't miss this moment. He's never sounded so furious. He is not just fighting for you, but howling for your destiny. Ancient promises have been buried as a result of this intervention. Lady, she manipulated connections and made others mistrust. She utilized fear, charms, and even spiritual procedures to prevent you. But God speaks no more. The divine courtroom is in session. Witnesses from the cloud of glory are rising up, including your mother and ancestors. They died in quiet but carried your name in their hearts and are standing. Now they are speaking on your behalf, and your DNA is reacting. Your lineage calls for justice, and justice is you've endured for too long, and now the chains are melting. That lady who wore your identity like a disguise will be. Her smile will no longer fool, and her charm will no longer cover. Her falsehoods are ripping the curtain, and the throne spoken, and yes, you will rise. The mail contains not just money, but memories. Proof of legacy. Keys possess a map back to the destiny you thought you lost. God buried it for this hour. The enemy nearly forced you to settle, but your name has always written on divine property, and now music, returns the wealthy, but they are not strangers. Have watched from a distance. They noticed the lies and remained mute. Theft, and they waited for divine timing. They are moving. Not because they pity you, but because heaven has decreed. You are not a charity case, you are chosen. Vessel has a legal heir, and the riches diverted is being diverted back to you while time is still. There are only 2 hours left till the window begins to close, not forever, but at the moment it's like a holy storm, uncommon, unpredictable, and full of glory. Grab it and everything changes, miss it and delay returns. God is merciful, but the timing is sacred. Michael is standing in the storm center, shouting. Do you hear him? He is calling with intensity and trembling. With tears, why didn't you believe you were worth this? Cries, why did you listen to her lies? Why did you shrink when heaven called you royalty, but there is no more? Shrinking, the truth is here, the letter is approaching. You won't believe who sent it, and the shock will leave you breathless. Away, it will also recover your voice. Power, dignity, this is yours. God is finally exposing this woman, not to disgrace her, but to release you. Not to punish her but to vindicate you. Not to ruin her but to lift. Heaven's justice is redemptive, and it breaks so that heal, and the breaking as God speaks to you right now. This moment is sacred. Heaven has opened its gates only for you. A divine surge of urgency is pouring. Today, May 5th, you need to grasp that time is only 2 hours remain until something inconceivable enters your life. Archangel Michael is standing near with a golden scroll, and tears are slowly falling from his eyes, not from of grief, but because given the magnitude of what is about to occur in your world, he is closely monitoring you, ensuring that no harm comes near you. But you must open your heart right now, because what is coming was unexpected. A letter is arriving, one that contains news that will rock the cornerstone of your beliefs, and it's not from stranger, it is not from someone you believed had left your life, but from someone who held you in. Their heart is always with someone in heaven, and the message they are sending. Change everything. You are standing on the edge of a supernatural breakthrough. The spiritual universe has been in a flurry of activity. God has been watching over your steps, correcting what you did not perceive and preparing a moment that will be so shockingly gorgeous that it will feel like a dream. A letter is in motion, has passed through the angel's hands. It provides details regarding your inheritance, which was long promised. Something divine, worldly, and something what you didn't realize is that this inheritance was delayed because dark forces attempted to cover it up, but now God has intervened and directed that the scroll be released. It contains your name etched in gold. The seal is breaking. The truth is a journey that cannot be stopped. Now, you may feel fatigued and forgotten, disregarded, but that feeling is a falsehood by the opponent. The truth is that heaven has never taken its eyes off. God declares that you are selected, protected. God says you are about to be restored. The storm that attempted to break you are ending. The delay that held you waiting is being dismantled. This is your moment, and nothing can go wrong since God is directing. Now, all you need to do is trust Him and pray, and think that you are being led to something remarkable. Money is more than simply a material inheritance. What is coming is layered, financial and emotional, ancestral, spiritual. You are receiving the rewards of prayers you didn't even realize existed. Prayed over you, a grandmother's weep, a mother's silent wish, a father's secret vow. These have been collected. Heaven, and now they're coming back to you in the form of divine justice, is a handwritten note, a communication from beyond, a signature that you never expected to see again. This is assurance that what was hidden being disclosed, and it all arrives today. You may feel a pull in your spirit right now because of something inside you. Knows this is true, but it's not a coincidence that you're reading this right now. It is not by chance that your soul feels a vibration, a stir, or a pulse. Something heavenly, because your spiritual DNA is your angels are cheering as Archangel Michael stands behind you right now, sword dropped, but heart burning with kindness. He understands what this letter says and who authored it, and he knows how much your heart will tear when you open it, not out of anguish. However, God is overwhelmed with gladness. Speaking loudly and plainly, this is a heavenly intervention, so prepare your heart. Inheritance affects your entire life, not just your finances. When you open this mail, the curse of lack begins. Broken, the cycle of waiting is gone and your name is being inscribed in runes. You have never entered a millionaire, and you would never suspect took an interest in you. They were divinely God breathed your name into their spirit, and instead of forgetting it, they wrote it down and passed it on. Now the message is going through channels, phone calls, documents, divine appointments, and they're all working together to deliver this inheritance in your hands. You may question why. Why am I asking? The answer is simple. Your heart remained gentle because you continued to believe. When no one else saw what you were going through because you didn't give up. It would have been easy. God watched your tears and counted every sleepless night. He marked every time you praised Him, even when you broken. Heaven is stirred by that type of trust. And now your reward is being unleashed. There are forces that don't. I want you to receive this, so don't be misled as soon as the message begins. Approach toward you. The enemy attempted to interfere. Distractions, perplexity, and delayed doubt, all of these were weapons designed to prevent you from believing, but God says, none of those weapons shall thrive. You are too close, the blessing has come too far. Stop now, you are being watched over in ways you can't imagine. Archangel Michael has been battling wars in the spirit world on your behalf. And every war has now been won, and the countdown has the shift began in exactly 2 hours. Begins. What you see right now is not what you will see then. Closed doors will swing, the materials that were refused will be approved, accounts that were empty will overflow, but aside from that, the greatest value is what you will feel in your soul, peace, truly divine and everlasting. That level of peace comes only when heaven reaches earth. The sender of this letter is someone you believed had forgotten about you, yet hadn't they remembered you every time? They held you in their hearts that day, and even though they're no longer with you in the physical realm, their love reached into the eternal, with God's permission. This was staged as a gift from them and a signature from heaven, a promise they couldn't keep while alive but were certain would reach you when their love has no expiration, and neither does this blessing. You must stay alert. Spiritually, you must be awake in prayer. Don't let fear distract. You don't let doubt or concern hold you back. This is a holy moment. It is sacred. Speak to God right now and tell Him who you are. Even if you are unsure or feel undeserving, tell Him anyhow. Because he is not striving for perfection, but for willingness, the inheritance is already yours, and the delivery is what is finalized. Don't walk away now. Archangel Michael states there where he sobbed for you, not because you were weak, but because of how you tried to be strong for everyone else. You carried anguish. You begged for stillness when you didn't have words, and now heaven is providing it. You will no longer have to pretend you are okay because you will soon be. Do not be surprised if someone reaches out. Don't be surprised if old conversations or these signs have been reopened. Confirmations. God is knitting things together in the background. What seemed like a delay was actually divine preparation. He needed you to become strong enough to carry the weight of this blessing right now, readied, and now it is coming. God is proud of. You may find it difficult to believe because of everything you've been through, but he never judged you by your misery or evaluated you by your. He looked at your heart and it stayed devoted, as you continued to exhibit. You continued trying, and now he is showing you that he was always there. Don't disregard the signs. Today, if your heart begins to race or you feel goosebumps if you find a feather and someone mentions your name these are not the moments you were expecting. Accidents are confirmations that Archangel Michael is your forefathers are praying for you. Heaven is opening up for you, and a letter with devastating news is arrive, and it will validate everything the inheritance is. The breakthrough is real, the millionaire is real. The person who delivered the message is genuine, and most importantly, God's love for you are genuine. You are not alone. Forgotten, you are not cursed, you have selected to be protected. No force in this universe can stop what God has destined for you. Life, trust him, communicate to him, and invite him into this. Your faith is strengthened when your prayers are effective. Fire and your destiny are undeniable. The countdown has begun. The scroll is opening. The messenger is moving. The breakthrough is breathing. Get ready. God is going to reveal who you are, not just change your story. Truly are, and the world will not believe who you're about to. Once you're safe, you're seen. You are divinely protected, nothing will go incorrect. Trust God, he has you and will never let you go.